Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 10, episode 9. And in this episode, we are going to be going over what is going on with Cloud9 and a few of the LEC best of 3 series because the LEC 2024 winter split playoffs have begun. Actually, I've managed to watch G2 versus Giant X, BDS versus Team Heretics, and I ended up watching Mad Lions versus Mad Lions Koi versus Fnatic. So the only series I have to end up watching is what's his face? SK Gaming versus Team Vitality. And thank you guys for continuously watching the show. It means a lot. We are currently on episode 182 of the Iron Man podcast. That podcast is still getting all of its episodes uploaded, to the podcasting platforms. And then once all the episodes of that show have been uploaded to the podcasting platforms, then I'm going to start putting out the newest episodes of this show. And then after that, so on and so forth. New episode of, this show ends. I'm going to download it, put it up immediately for you guys. And then after that, I'm going to end up doing that for the Iron Man podcast as well. So we have all that done. And if you guys noticed, we were probably live a little bit earlier ago for about like 15 minutes, but Chaz's computer completely crapped out on him. So
yep. Okay, let's just get to the show, man. We ain't got no time to waste. Let's talk.
We have all the time to waste. Don't you want to fuck me right after it? Oh God!
Nope.
Damn it!
Nope.
All right, okay. Michael, what's up, man? How are you doing? All right, so you know what? Since most of this episode is going to be about the LCS anyway, let's start with the LCS because we'll cover the few LEC best of 3 series that I watched anyway.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what's been going on with Cloud9. I have no clue. We are like legit drafting on stage, losing, getting off, going home, eating, shitting, scrimming, going back to the studio, drafting, losing, then getting off, and then rinse, wash, repeat, everything. So that's what's been going on right now. I mean, last week, people kind of excused that loss with the Shopify really bad draft. Yeah, though I don't really think I don't think that was a big mess up in draft like everyone thought it was. I honestly, personally thought they willingly drafted that, lost, and then they got their confidence shot when they couldn't pull off a dive properly, Yeah. Now, I do want to make sure I point this out. Vulcan has been a part of some pretty awful teams that have ended up collapsing toward the very end. That's why I was skeptical about Vulcan coming on in the offseason, even though I had Cloud9 number 1, because he was on that FlyQuest roster, and the bot lane with him and Prince was extremely bad, and he was definitely a massive issue there. Then on EG, he was definitely a massive issue there, because his gameplay has really dropped off, honestly. I thought being back on Cloud9, he'd get a little reinvigorated, start playing well again.
He was better on EG. He was better on EG than FlyQuest.
Yeah, because for those first weeks on EG before he got kicked off in the summer, he was pretty fine for the most part, So maybe right now it could be a combination of not synergizing well with Blabber, because he did play with Blabber before, but obviously if a person leaves and they come back, you have to kind of re-understand each other. It doesn't really look like him and Berserker are playing very good at all together. I'm going to go over the games anyway for you guys, but it's just my early, synopsis of what I've been seeing. There's a reason why I was very skeptical on them keeping Fudge. One of our subscribers was like, he's been like the best top laner in the LCS. And I was like, that don't really mean anything, honestly. But if you want to put any credence to that, that's not been applying here. Fudge has been playing bad ever since like the World Championship, and he wasn't even really good last year either, honestly. So what else are we going to put there? JoJo has been pretty much just like not doing much, honestly. He's been missing a lot of his ults. He's been mistiming everything. He's mechanically just misplaying so much stuff. Blabber, from what I've noticed, is just in his Worlds form where he was just constantly perma-farming and not ganking, not doing anything. Like, oh my goodness. Just basically waking up, scrimming, shitting, going to the studio, drafting, losing, getting off, and then, as I said before, But yeah, man, what has been your, early, let's say your surface level analysis on Cloud9's losses so far before we start diving into them, obviously.
Okay, the first game I thought they were trolling. That's why. Okay, they messed around. They knew what they were doing, but it didn't work. All right, cool. You go back. This week though,
what's up, Justin? How you doing, brother?
I think it's something.
What's up, Michael?
It's something is not.
Something is not clicking. A lot of people have said it's been draft. I think the draft has been pretty bad for the most part. Like, a lot of it's been bad. I don't always typically even blame draft, but these drafts really haven't been that good either, honestly. Like even when people were skeptical, they were honestly keeping fudge. Why did they keep mything on? Why did they keep Mithy? Honestly, Mithy's not proved anything on Cloud9 for the most part. Outside of LCS titles for whatever that fucking means for anybody. So, good Lord. I'm going to go over some of these games. The fact that we lost to Immortals is shocking in of itself. I mean, losing to FlyQuest is the best team right now, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's kind of... I mean, we thought NRG and FlyQuest were the best teams anyway. So, them losing to FlyQuest, not that shocking. But losing to Team Liquid in the way that they did is really, really bad. Yeah. Even the way that they lost to Team Liquid today was reminiscent of how they ended up losing the Shopify Rebellion game, with Berserker just constantly just overextending, not really knowing his limits. And I keep looking at a lot of these drafts from a lot of these people. I just can't for the life of me understand why teams still pick Lucian. Even the LCK, if you notice in the LCK, Lucian and Azir have horrible win rates, but people keep picking them because it's comfort, even though they're actually very great champions for competitive pro play. They have some of the worst win rates in all the regions, actually, by all the ones we're watching, the big ones, right? Lucian has a terrible win rate here. Azir has a terrible win rate in Korea. They said Azir is 2-20. Why are people still picking it? It clearly does not work in this meta. Neither does Lucian. And with Lucian now, people are mostly just pairing up Lucian with Milo instead of Nami. Lucian and Milo is just not that good. Are you seriously picking Lucian and Milo over Xayah and Rakan, Aphelios, and Rep?
Aphelios always gets picked first. That's why it's cool. But Xayah's the issue with Xayah is Xayah.
Most people are picking Varus. Varus, Xayah, Ashe worked better. This meant or Jin, right, or Ezreal.
I don't know about Xayah. Xayah is one of those. A lot of LCS champions are not winning with Xayah the way they should. I might.
Well, no, because in LCS, as you've seen it takes I'm trying to get these players some agency because these guys, if they have a fucking scaling champ, they might just grief the whole game. If I just don't understand it. The team clearly is not good with Lucian, right? It's mostly right now a utility meta with Varus, Ashe, Jin, and who's the other AC utility champion? I wouldn't really call Xayah utility. Xayah is more like a hyper carry.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Callista is a hyper carry to a certain extent.
I would trust a lot of LCS.
It's better to pick Kaisa right now. Yeah, it's better to pick Kaisa if you really, or sorry, not Kaisa. It's better to pick Callista if you really want this kind of result. Instead of just banning it away from yourself. So, we'll go over Justin's comment and then we'll just go over the game that I want to go over. What's up, bro? I said I bought 2 Yu-Gi-Oh packs for a total of $10. I pulled a card worth $100 Bonfire. I traded it in for store credit at the card shop for a box of Pokemon cards and got a $10 Yu-Gi-Oh card. I proceeded to pull the new Charizard EX out of my ETB that's worth $188. I'm on Cloud9 right now. Oh, shit. Hell yeah, man. Nice. Kamal Crooks, three-time YCS champion, has a top 8 the Pokemon regionals today. Oh, he's just, to be fair, Kamal is just a talented card game player in general. Yeah. God, that's how black people are, We're not only good at sports, we're also good at playing cards and shooting dice. right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. So did you watch? So you watched all the Cloud9 games, right?
Yeah, I watched all the games. I watched all the
Do you
LCS
remember the
games.
Immortals one first, where they were just sitting, doing nothing? This
Yep.
whole game. This is when Cloud9 was 3-1 on Friday. Because as you guys, if you guys forgot, this is a super week, right? So if you win this, Cloud9 could have been 6-1, tied with FlyQuest.
3-1,
But if they lose all their games, yeah, go ahead.
Also, but there was something. It was weird that Friday. Every team, there were some teams that were on the blue side that were winning, and something happened. It was like if you had blue side Friday, you were cursed.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. Friday was a weird day. That was just a day where I watched the league and I was like, okay.
If you're on blue side, you lose.
Yeah, yes.
Which is crazy because blue side's the strong side, actually. Blue side's the side you prefer to have most of the time. So the Immortals game. Friday. The Immortals game, okay, so there's a lot of things wrong here. So first of all, in this game, not only does it go to like 45 minutes of the team that actually needs to hard stomp the early game to get going, not do that. The team that has Orianna, Ezreal, and Aatrox definitely outscale. Ole actually had, I think, his best game he's had in a very, very long time. Tactical actually had a good game on Ezreal. Now, I know a lot of people are going to point out to the Dragon skill that he did. That's because Blabber smited early. Blabber legitimately just smited early because Ezreal is kind of like an ADC known for taking objectives pretty easy because obviously W Mystic Shot is pretty powerful, actually. Most of this game, they're playing really bad. First of all, Vulcan on Karma is garbage, honestly. Berserker on Varus is fine. Jojo was just not getting anything done on Tristana, and that's the problem with like Jojo Pion and Blabber synergy. If you have Tristana, your jungler needs to come over and help you pressure mid lane so you can start mowing down turrets. That's why you pick Tristana. You push the lane, you have a strong advantage because you can shoot from a distance, and obviously you could take the turret plating really fast, and then you just move on the map and do whatever you want in that specific small portion of the game you have right there. Fudge, I don't know why Udyr's here. I don't know why Udyr's picked here. It's just useless, obviously, in this game with Fudge. He provides nothing. Now, the only thing he provided was getting side lane pressure against Castle, but that was also because Castle was massively messing up his Aatrox combos, and Armal was not exactly covering for him either, so it's a tit-for-tat kind of thing. Then they tried having this fight down mid. Like, look at the timing on that. 28 minutes, and this Tristana comp is just now mowing down the first mid lane turret. 28 minutes in. Is that how you see a Tristana comp anywhere else? No, only just in God tier level LCS. You're going to see a mid lane turret go down in 28 minutes with a Tristana. Fuck. And then, let's see. I'm pretty sure this is the one where Jojo, yeah, he ended up, actually, I'm pretty sure he killed Mass right there. Oh, right there. Right there, he probably should have not have overextended that and used his flash there because now he can't get away from the True Shot Barrage, which he ended up doing, but now he's super chunked out. They did kill Castle, but as the game went on, you just realized the impact that Tactical was actually having on Ezreal was crazy. So they actually pulled up a win rate. Immortals is actually undefeated when Tactical is ahead. So do you know what do you know what that means when he's behind? They lose all the time.
Oh yeah.
So basically, if Tactical is not ahead, they lose all the time. But if he is ahead, they win. Now, this was also really bad on Blabber's part because he was missing all of his jumps. He missed all of his stuns. Like, Fudge is flanking right there, and I really don't know why. He can't get anything with it. So you watch this game, man. What do you think about it?
Cloud9 just had a bad day. It's just that's the sad part about it. It was like their comp looked better.
That Bardal was so good.
Their comp looks better, but like
the Bardal that Ole had was awesome. Yeah.
Like IMT just outplayed them. That's what happens. It's like
they just played better on the day. I don't think that. I don't think that IMT's a overall just better team because we saw like how they played throughout the rest of the week. This was just like this terrible team you thought wasn't really shit just played up to the occasion.
This is what happens. This is what happens when someone doesn't take you seriously. every time people lose to a team they don't take seriously because they know that they can just choose whatever and still win. It's like, and we see that in the LCK and LPL all the time. Somebody doesn't take someone seriously, next thing you know, they end up losing the game. And because the LCS is best of ones. Like,
Yeah, so that's the thing at best of
like
ones.
G2.
Yeah.
Like G2, how G2 lost to was it Rogue and Vitality. They were troll drafting. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you don't take your competition seriously, your competition like, okay, they.
So you think it's just a combination of them just getting like overconfident or
is
but they are legitimately not playing good. That's the thing too. They're not playing good themselves.
They're not playing good as a team. Plus, they believe they're better than the players on the opposite team. Plus, them are they're letting certain champions go through, and IMT has a cop. The one thing I'll say about IMT, they have a third cop. It's like, all right, cool. We need these two champions to get through. You got Oriana, you got Ole on Bard. Bard, could do certain things, set up, all, and IMT knows their win condition. If they win a team fight at a certain point, we're just going to push for game. We're not going to try to go for barrier. We're not going to You see how they could have went for barrier in prolonged game. They're like, nope, we already put enough people. They realize IMT realized that's the one thing about bad teams. They one thing about they know a win con. If you have this game locked, you gotta go for it. Okay, let me give them an extra turn. You give someone an extra turn or an extra barrier push, boom, because no one in the world's gonna say that our mouth's better than Blabber. That's not happening. But at the same time, as a team, like Tactical's not better than Berserker. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. But you look at it, and IMT, they understood, all right, cool, let's play this. Pick these champions, because you got Ivor that's going to protect, Bard that's going to protect. Now you got Oriana. Was it Oriana, Aatrox, and Ezreal? Okay, Ezreal's not going to be doing the most damage. You see how the score level.
That's the thing, though. They realize that Tactical ends so hard. Ezreal gives you an out. His E. He's just E away.
And boom, right there. Once you understand how every person on your team plays,
right?
You understand. All right, cool. We need Aatrox. We don't need to get too far ahead because we just need one good team fight, and we just push for game. Sometimes it's like it's like when a football team is behind, and then another team get a little too cocky, starts throwing the ball when they should be running it, and next boom, the other team comes back and wins. Like, sometimes all it takes is either one mistake or one perfect timing ult or thing right there. And that's what IMT did. Plus Cloud9, like I would say IMT won this more than Cloud9 lost it, because Cloud9 was never in a true position to win.
Yeah, that's because they never actually utilized their champions the way that you're supposed to utilize them in that moment of the game. You can't pick early game stuff like that and go to like 40 minutes. It's just, you can't do that. It's unacceptable levels of gameplay right there.
Yeah.
Tristana outscales herself, but that doesn't matter to Oriana. Like, that doesn't mean shit, honestly.
Yeah. Plus, it's like it's even. It was even the whole time. It was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But Varus is not doing enough damage. It's like Udyr's not being utilized. It's like, okay, what are you doing? Like,
Blabber's missed every jump.
that plus he can't even get around Ivor, and that's me. It's like, all right, cool, you're kind of done. And Bard out here, anytime they're about to get like aced, Bard just saves them or stun the other team. The other team resets and just takes out Cloud9. That's what happens. It's like a lot of times it's like you look on paper, you be like, okay, 9 out of 10 times you say Cloud9 wins this. But the one time you say IP wins, it's because they play as a team. And I want to equate this to like Pokemon. You know, every time I see someone have a favorable matchup and lose because they don't know their win con, they're so tunnel vision. That's what Cloud9 looks like they are right now. They're tunnel vision. I'm doing 1 or 2 things. they television on themselves because everyone's hyped them up. Oh, we're the best team. We got the best mid laner. We got the best juggler. We got pop best ADC, arguably the best top laner and top 3 to 4 like support age, like in a sense, because like besides who else is better supporting Vulcan? Like it's like you're looking at all the.
I would have just took it. Maybe to do the Fnatic route, take a chance on a rookie. Because if he's already been playing that bad, what's the chance of him playing better with you? He's already he's not been playing that good recently.
My main thing is like, do you import one? But you already got 2 import slots.
No, they would have. No, yeah, I've heard they have one. It's just being used by Berserkers, so they have an import slot they could have used, but. Well, they were going to use it too. They were going to get Wonder, but obviously, Wonder was like, no. So
no, I wouldn't. I'd rather have Fudge over Wonder.
I don't know. At this point, Fudge is so bad right now.
I would, if Cloud9 had one thing they could do, I was just going to do support. I don't think Volk. I don't think Volk is it. I think Sun last year broke his competitive. I think he's still competitive, but I don't think.
He just doesn't synergize very well. I don't know who you can find to make that work, because the last time Vulcan had success, it was with Sven. He actually did somewhat synergize decently well with FBI for when Ichi was winning, but when Ichi started losing, that fell apart. He didn't synergize with Prince. He's not synergizing with Berserker.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. The whole flight quest thing, he was never gonna synergize with Prince. That was let's put tape on a plane and hope the plane don't crash into the Atlantic Ocean kind of thing. That wasn't going to work. They had the support, and FlyQuest. They are so trash. Like last year, I hope whoever was doing the team got fired because they were bad. And talking about FlyQuest is Cloud9. Yeah,
next game. Yeah, so. This fuck. I do hate that I hate that a fucking comp when we end up with this. So Cloud9 themselves end up with like Lucian and Milo, though they banned away Callista and Ashe because they thought obviously like you're on blue side, you're gonna take Callista and Ashe first. Are you telling me that Milo and Lucian is the only thing they can play with right there? That's it. They can't take anything else. There's a Philios open. You could take Zeri. I mean, no, we can't take Zeri's mid. Don't do that. You could actually take Xayah with Milio. You could take Jinx. We saw Gumayusi pulled out Jinx.
I'll
definitely can work. You can take Senna and Tom Kench. Where's Senna and Tom Kench at? Why is that only NRG's playing Senna and Tom Kench? It's actually pretty good.
Something about Cloud9, that comp wouldn't work, I guess.
This is the thing here. Blabber has shown he cannot play Rel at all. He cannot. It's like this guy stinks at Rel. Hey, you get it again. Okay.
Sometimes Kench is good, but sometimes Kench has to work when all 5 pieces work.
I was saying for that Band-Aid thing you were talking about, because usually when I'm thinking about Senna and Tom Kench, I thought that you could also use it as a Band-Aid situation where even though the support might not be able to have good synergy with your ADC, your Senna, you can just peel for yourself. You have so much range, you're going to be, for the most part, fine.
But the main thing is, what jungle do you pick? What double chamber do you pick into Senna and Tom Kench?
Expand. Let's see. Because they ended up going with Bran. Obviously, they let Bran go through. That's already just disgusting in of itself.
Yeah,
they themselves already banned away Vi. I mean, Maokai, Nocturne's banned. Yeah, Blabber's actually pretty good on Nocturne. And Maokai's obviously banned for Blabber. So you have 3 jungle bans
Maokai's banned for Vulcan and Blabber because there's been a lot of Maokai support. I was playing some of that today. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you could pick Xin Zhao here. I think Xin Zhao's better here, honestly. Or you pick who else is in the meta here. I keep forgetting who else is in the meta. I mean, Contracts pulled out Graves. I agree with him. It was bad in their comp that they won, but I think Graves is a fine jungle pick, actually.
Yeah.
Sejuani works here. Obviously, you have stuns. You can even throw Gragas in here and make this work, honestly. I just don't get why they're picking Rel for a person who clearly is not good at Rel. Honestly, I guess they're only picky because obviously if you're in the meta, doesn't matter if your player can play it good, just play that champion,
Yep.
This game was just all bad. All right, so this is how they lost the game. This 2v2 is terrible. First of all, if they're losing 2v2 to Masu and fucking Boostio, good lord. So Berserker went way too aggressive there in 2v2. Pretty much almost just flat out, he just dies right there. First blood. Once you give over first blood to something like Nautilus and Varus, remember, Lucian is decently short range compared to Varus, actually.
Yep.
So not only does he have to come back to lane, he gets constantly poked out. He has Barrier, which already got procced. His Flash got procced. And this is the one that really seals the deal here. So Busio lands hook on Vulcan. Look what Berserker does. He just ease right forward into all the minions and the fucking Nautilus and dies. And then Vulcan and Busio lands that lucky hook L. Game over. Right here is over. The whole game's fucked. That's the thing with Lucian Milo too. If you lose early on, like if you're that far behind like they were, it's essentially a 5v3. You can't play the game at that point. Varus is going to constantly poke you out. Obviously, Varus ahead is just disgusting overall. So the rest of the game panned out just really bad. This is just awful drafting for the most part. You know, they're like, oh, JoJo, yeah, you can't play Tristana. Nico, nothing. Also, Busio actually had a really, really good week. He should probably win Player of the Week when it comes to next week. He actually had a really great week. I was like, hopefully he can keep that up. Hopefully, because if he can keep that up, that's actually pretty good. But yeah, I'll keep my reservations because 1 week can be only sometimes good in people's careers. All right, so this was the other Cloud9 game. Team Liquid versus Cloud9. Also the same problem. Why are we picking Lucian and Milo again? Fuck! Hey, this didn't work against that other team. Hey, man, try it again. Let's go. Let's actually do it. So you saw this game today. What did you think about this game? Game over. Oh my god. They gave APA his best champion. They gave APA Ziggs. That's the only champion he can play.
The one.
Why do teams do that? His best champion, he is one of them. We could just ban it and not deal with it. Yeah, that seems like a pretty logical decision that most people would make. Now just give it to him. What?
I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, no, they're done.
Game over. And I kept saying this. Anytime a team gives someone their best champion, they always lose. They always fucking lose. Hard, too.
But my thing wasn't Ziggs. That was the reason why I was like they lost. It was they gave over Filial Lulu without any. I'm like, oh god. I saw that. I was like, into Lucian, Milio, that's Lulu that could just polymorph. Lulu that could polymorph Lucian, and then Filials could take out both of them like with 2 shots. Oh god, that was my biggest thing.
Blabber, also Blabber, who's already had a pretty bad time on early game aggressive junglers. Yeah, just play Lillian or Lilia, the champion that aggressively needs to make things happen in the game, which is crazy because Blabber has been known for his early game aggression, making things happen, and just blowing open the game, just like I blew up that girl's butthole. But
oh my god,
it's just not been happening. He's just literally been permafarming. I don't know if this was just a really bad week from him, but this was just all bad. So they layered on the CC. Yeah, Berserker got first blood, but just impacts it. It's just running down the whole team. Now that's how you play Udyr. That's how you flank actually on Udyr. Yeah. So you look at how Impact just played Udyr right there, and you look how Fudge played Udyr, and you're like, this actually looks pretty damn broken when it's actually played right, And they chose to play Gnar. And it's like, yeah, Gnar can have good side lanes against Ziggs and Udyr, but that's not going to mean anything when Lee Sin could just come in and kick you. Obviously, with the range that they have, Gnar should never be getting close to you. Honestly,
Gnar and Lilia wasn't the problem. Gnar and Lilia wasn't the problem. Lee Sin is equals out Lilia. It's like, okay, that neutralizes everything, but it's like. And then Ziggs out here now had the range. Plus, I don't really trust JoJo on Orianna like that. I'm not saying he's bad on it, but it's like if you
look at the time limit on the game too. 25 minutes. The bot lane has done nothing. All they're hoping on Team Liquid is that we're just going to outscale them. That's how they lost 2 of the games this week. It's just pure outscaling. But and if a team's waiting for you to scale like that, you need to just be aggressive into them. Because if you're going to pick the aggressive comp, then you have to make plays. You have to keep the pace of the game going. They try to get around Baron. Look at what Fudge is doing right there, which is not, this isn't bad, but he's already chunked out. I want people to carefully look at what Jojo Pion does. So Fudge actually lands a decent combo on APA. And then Jojo is going to line up his combo and he's going to shockwave. Oh, no. Oh, no. She shockwave early. He mistimed it. Their biggest team fighting tool gone.
Yeah.
So people are probably going to ask me later on when this episode is up, but like, why was that the bad play? Because shockwave would have, he could have shockwave into Gnar ult. If the team knows your biggest team fighting component is down, they can just all into you because Lucian's all ain't doing shit in this game. They're behind.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lilia's not doing anything into that comp. And obviously they know their combo is Gnar with Orianna. So if Orianna's ult is down, then obviously insta GG, right? So just bad drafting, bad synergy, bad gameplay, bad knowledge of what are we doing in the game. Look at that. He's going to try and kill APA. He gets himself. They can't even kill APA. If you can't even kill a Ziggs at that point of the game, you have no damage. Also, look at all their builds, man. All this low damage shit they're building. They're just itemizing wrong.
Yeah.
I remember it was Freak. I forgot which game it was from one of these guys, but I saw one of their builds and I almost about near threw up. I was like, bro, it's like, what are we doing here? Just bad gameplay, bad agency about what they need to be doing on the map. Just all bad. Just go next week. Just right this week. Clean off. Now I don't even know. Is it like people ask like, do I think they're gonna bounce back? Well, that depends on what you call bouncing back because this looks really bad, honestly. But there is good news. There is good news to this. You guys wanna know what it is? I'm glad this is happening right now instead of happening later on in the year. You want this happening right now if you're actually Cloud9 because you do not want this happening like this happened last year when they went to the finals week with NRG. That's the worst time you want this happening. But right now, it depends on how you're going to fix all this stuff. It looks like the team that was highly aggressive early and kept making things happen, kept pushing the pace of the game, has now gotten to a point where they can't even play their early game properly. Remember, they're on a 4-game losing streak here, people. Keep in mind, this has been their worst losing streak since 2022, actually. This week, you know how they lost to IMT? They hadn't actually went 0-2 consecutively since like spring of 2022. That's crazy to think about, actually. You know? So, what do you think, man?
Oh.
Do you think they're gonna bounce back? Because it doesn't look like that. Like,
they can.
They could.
They can, but I don't think they will. I'm looking at it like this, like maybe sometimes you put a super. That's why sometimes super teams don't work because like we saw this was going to happen with FlyQuest, but this is happening with Cloud9. I'm like,
yeah.
Like FlyQuest is working, and like it's like what? It's like you're looking at it like, okay, FlyQuest working. That's good for them. My big thing, and I hope the main thing I hope Cloud9 does is take everyone of their competitors seriously because it sometimes seems like that they don't take them seriously. It's like they draft things off, their plays off. There's like you can just
tell the motivation in the game is off. Like they're not actually being like mindful of what we need to do in the game right now. You know, like I just fucking hell, man. Just losing that many games like that is just it's crazy. You know, and then now there's more pressure on you to be like, oh, well, is this team going to bounce back or are they just going to start faltering out now? Because if we're being honest here, 100 Thieves like have actually been better for the most part. You know, we were right. They went 2-1. Actually, they lost against FlyQuest, which is gonna happen. But they ended up bouncing back and winning 2 games out. They're actually ahead of Cloud9 in the standings right now. Yep. You know?
And part of me feels like it feels good, and part of me feels like, yeah, this is kind of like what the hell's going on. There's I think they're tied with like I think like Cloud9 is toward the bottom like because I think they're one game ahead of IMT, but IMT has a tiebreaker right now. Let me see. We'll go LCS. I think IMT has a tiebreaker right now. Wait a second. Yeah, because Shopify and Dig are the bottom two teams. First is FlyQuest 6-1. NRG is 4-3. We gotta talk about that game today. I don't know what the hell NRG was on. Team Liquid. NRG, Team Liquid, and 100. They're all 4-3. If we go by what is first place Fly, second place is NRG, third is 100 Thieves, because they're all tied because they all beat each other, I believe.
Yeah, what I will give to the LCS right now is there's no outside of basically FlyQuest and NRG. It's all just a coin toss right now.
I wouldn't even put. I think NRG's in the mix too. They've been looking a little shaky. They've been.
There was what's that game they played against Team Liquid? That looked ropey as hell.
Yeah,
like Contracts essentially won them the game. You know when he picked Graves and he invaded Umpty, he took his red, and he basically took the game over from him. The fact that your team can start like that with a lead like that, and then it gets to a situation like that, you're just like, bruh. Now, I will say, I don't think Team Liquid ever had a chance to come back in the game. I'll say that. But a few of their games have just been like, the game they had against Team Liquid, right? Like Palafox just randomly was in a side lane and just got solo killed by AKA. It's just like,
because
I guess.
Yeah, because LG, they turned back into CLG because they beat Team Liquid, but then lose to Shopify and Immortals. They're like, here we go again. They're beating the good team and they're losing to the bad teams. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, because that Shopify game, I watched that one. Let me look at the draft to make sure I had it in my mind.
And then we clapped the cheeks out of Shopify. Oh, like they never had a chance.
We're talking about for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100
so
Thieves.
Outside of the FlyQuest game, because that was, oh god, he's got their asshole opened up so bad. Oh God bless their souls. 100 Thieves, they ended up going 2-1. Actually, I did like the fight that I saw out of them. The game. So like, even if the kill score was close, another champion that has been creeping up has been Zach Top.
Yeah.
And I remember in the game, Castle played Zach Top. I remember that actually. And the fact, like, that's the thing. I remember what they gave Meech in the game because I'll look at the draft right now. Just give Meech like a Philios or some shit. Give him like 2 champions. Your duty is to play Aphelios and Varus. Nothing else. Yep. You better not ask for priority in the draft. You better not ask for resources. You will get nothing and like it, actually. And your support is Ayla.
Oh, God.
You need to earn getting some actual resources. Because the thing, Aphelios, even if he's behind, he'll always put out really good damage. That's just the champion that he is. So even if you're behind, at least you'll have some late game scaling attached to yourself. Immortals actually played that game really bad. Like from their position in the game, they could have did way more. They themselves were like, you know what? Tactical has been very, very good on Ezreal. So what's crazy? 100 Thieves actually didn't even ban out Ezreal, and neither did you know what happened, people? IMT didn't take it themselves. They're the player that's been the best on their team with one champion. They're like, you know what? We could just kind of play until the wheels turn off. No, we'll just take Senna. It's like obviously tactical on anything not Ezreal is just pretty much pure garbage, actually. What was the game today that they played? They played against Shopify, right? Oh my god! I swear, Insanity, dude. Has Insanity been drinking some lean?
He likes to he just been having fun. The issue is
it's having fun that costing their season because this guy was picking mid Garen. Sion mid's not Sion mid used to be a thing a few years ago. Yeah, this man's behind on the meta. Sion mid used to be a thing 2-3 years ago.
He's just picking his comfort picks. No one's out there telling him he can't pick this. They're just picking whatever.
Because it's they know at the end of the day they're Shopify.
They banned out Azir and Oriana. They're like, cool. You're just gonna give over because
What else? I'm trying to find that game they played today. Who did they play today? These played Shopify. Yeah. So basically, it was just close in kills. Oh, so Shopify was actually ahead in kills, and B-Void was actually on Ezreal this time, but Thieves comp is just stronger later on. Plus, we saw this. Hey, I'm gonna give Olaf up for my squishy backline. Yeah,
and the worst thing is,
know how that works.
I love how 100 Seas, I guess, something about just going against TSM shop around 5 Rebellion. Don't play match. Don't go place out, because they're like, all right, cool. The series going take mid, Quinn goes Aatrox. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's over. It's over.
Well, I saw Olaf, and as we know with Olaf, you pick people like last round get Olaf because he just goes through the back line, especially if you're picking Brand Jungle. That's been like the biggest counter to that.
Yep.
You just know, like, hey, if this gets to like a certain point, if he gets a nice team fight flank, he's gonna just run in there and just maul people down, right? People do know, like, I don't know how many times that's get shown to people that if someone takes a squishy, relatively squishier jungle, squishy bot lane, someone will just take Olaf and run into you, actually. And what I liked is that even though it ended up like just relatively even in kills, 100 Thieves actually took the Sen on Tom Kench. That's why I think if your bot lane is not very good at, they have no good synergy, but they're not just not good at laning, patch it up with Sen on Tom Kench. Seems like to be the picks that do it.
Alo's not actually bad on Tom Kench too. It's like that's the good thing. They're actually good.
It's hard to not be good on Tom Kench. Actually, he just kind of licks at people.
Hey yo, I mean,
I'm just saying, like, if a champion as easy as him to a certain extent, all you do is just stand there in front line and knock people up.
Lick, jump, and pound. Yep. Hey man.
Hey yo, what the fuck? Yo, what's up, Gunnar? How you doing, man? All you gotta do is basically just stand there, knock bitches up, and lick them.
Hey man, that's what I do.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Aatrox mid since like 2019. They said the last Aatrox mid was Niski, actually, back in 2019. I went and watched that game live. I remember. Holy crap. I mean, overall, we thought this was going to happen from 100 Thieves. Now they're like tied for second.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to keep this level of momentum?
Yeah, I believe so. They're gonna beat the teams that they have to beat, and they're gonna go toe to toe with the teams, like because they can easily beat RNG. Like the one thing 100 Thieves has to work on is macro. Once they understand how to
really bad, yeah.
Once they find out how to do macro and get it better, like and understand the win count faster, 100 Thieves could be like top 2 because.
The league is definitely for the taking. I'll just say right now, anyone could be, essentially outside of FlyQuest, anyone can be second.
I think FlyQuest is first. Second through fifth is just
second through eighth is the top. Well, it's basically FlyQuest, Dig, and then there's just the middle.
Yeah, because
and then there's that's what I call a soup. It's basically what's the part of the soup for you open the lid? There's a lid, the bottom of the can, and then you have the soup.
Yep. Yeah, it's whew. Because it's like now, like when 100 Thieves just play Cloud9, I was like, okay, let's see how they do against Cloud9 the second time around. Eventually, because that 2 weeks off might help Cloud9. It might make it worse. We don't know.
Yeah, but before you get to that, you got to get to this next week coming up. Yeah. So for anyone, if there's any team that I haven't talked about more in depth, I'm going to be doing that on Thursday because there's a few games from the LCS I haven't watched, but obviously,
LCS,
what are you
LEC,
missing? What are you missing?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said earlier, before my computer decided, Leroy
Jenkins.
Yeah, that too. SK is a disappointment. They're a big disappointment. They went from being top 2 to almost get knocked out of the playoffs. They are just so bad right now. It's not even funny. Vesio might be the best player besides Photon on Vitality.
Mm-hmm.
No, matter of fact, Photon is the best player. It's Photon and possibly Vesio. Giant X, Odawabe looks washed. Giant X is so ass. Like G2 was messing around and still smoked them. BDS is the second best team. There's an argument that
for
they can be the best team.
It's probably going to be a BDS. It should be either a combination of BDS, G2, Fnatic, G2, Fnatic, potentially maybe G2 gets upset. Could be Fnatic, BDS, honestly.
It's going to be G2 and BDS. Fnatic took 48 minutes to beat a Mad Lions team that they should have beaten. The game went 48 minutes, but could have been over at 27.
All
but
right, let's go over the series that I did watch. That G2X set. We talk about bad drafting. Talk about bad drafting, okay?
That's if you want a prime example, if you want the perfect example of bad drafting, just look at Giant X.
Look at Giant. Yeah, if you want bad drafting, literally look at the draft and turn off the series. That draft is just about damn near the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, and this is what I think now. If Caps can play Way like that, and he can actually make it a legit pick, they need to ban that away from him.
Yeah. Oh no, Way's disgusting. I would.
Way's actually a disgusting champion. I still don't understand why these guys don't pick it. That's a gross champion. The range that champion has is crazy.
He's very hard to pick up. Like, I would not want Perks play Way because that's
right. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Free win.
I mean, if he's playing against G2, that's an auto win. They're like, oh, okay, he's missing everything. All right, cool.
This is how you know this draft is shit. Look at this. First of all, look at 2-part. Ezreal, Yuumi, game done. You want to know why? They put their best playmaking. They put their best player with the biggest agency on their team on Yuumi. The person that the meta right now is like Blitzcrank, Nautilus. You could flip it. Play Leona. You can play Milo. You can play Nami.
And you pick Yuumi. What pro player still playing Yuumi? That is like
what really. What team in the world still picks Yuumi? Probably some jank team in fucking Brazil.
The only jank team in Carrier where he's trolling against Fox. Carrier would. I'm telling you right now, Carrier would troll against one of the bottom teams in the LCK. It still get like a triple kill with Yuumi. That like if you see Carrier playing Yuumi, don't go in that direction and you gotta see what teams played against it too, because you gotta realize when LCK plays certain champions a certain way, you should not follow them unless you practice. Like,
I saw this draft and I was just like, bruh.
I saw this draft. I was like.
How would like Yasuo counter Gnar? Gnar throws his boomerang, and what does Yasuo have? His wind wall.
I'm telling you right now, that's the squishiest bot lane. If Ezreal gets hooked, they're both done. Like,
good lord, man.
Think about this. They played Yuumi into a Maokai with an Ezreal.
It didn't even matter here. Dude, it didn't even matter here. If Yike and Caps' synergy right there is just, well, it's never been there in general, but it doesn't even matter if they botched that. It didn't even matter. I just don't get, why are we picking Yuumi? What?
No.
Is Yuumi for?
No. Why are we picking Ezreal Yuumi? Two squishy champions against a Maokai with a setup. See, if Maokai hooks, if Maokai would have hooked and Seta would have just shot, it's gone. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Giant X got on them early. Like, because G2's their comp was a little big.
Their early game is just not good. Their early game is just actually not good right now.
Hopefully
that gets fixed as the year goes on, but their early game is quite bad.
But I'm gonna tell you this: even BDS, none of these teams mid to late games good. That's me.
Also, for Odawabe right there, he actually outplayed the whole 2v2. I don't know what is it with LEC top laners and outplaying 2v2, 2v1 dives. You know, Wonder's been the famous guy for it. Jackie's just got solo killed, right? I think he's just solo killed in the next one or the other one. No, it was the Azir game, actually.
It's the
It was the
next
easier
one.
game. Yeah, it was the next game.
Yep.
Yeah, but everyone knows this is a free win. I mean, it's Giant X. Even if they make a run to the finals, and my dad comes back in my life, and Lennon opens up her shaven asshole, her back taco, they're not winning. So, you know.
Yeah, then I come and give it a burrito. But it's like even with that, it's like, cause
Why is look at that? Why is Ignar alone? Ignar alone on Yumi, wandering in their jungle.
Yep.
Oh my god! I'm glad my playmaking support is not on something with some actual escape. God, who needs that, right? Who needs a support who can actually escape? No, put it on Yumi. And you know what's worse, guys? They didn't do it once. They did it twice. They're like, you know what? It didn't work the first time. Again. And then Broken Blade actually played really well. He actually baited out Otawamne to come into the ganks really consistently. Yike actually has better synergy with Broken Blade in their bot lane than Caps. I guess it's just not going to be there with Caps. You can tell, like, you know, you need your top laner to call, like, okay, I can fight this guy right now. We can go. Peach, you know, he's Peach, you know.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm so glad my playmaking support is on Yumi. So glad. Just all around, just bad. Just. I'm sorry,
Yumi.
like. Jackie's was trying, Peach was trying, and Otawamne for sure was doing his best. But like, this is the problem with certain teams like this. People don't understand. It's like when the top side you have is not even like pushing the pace of the game, doing anything. Like Peach needs to go up there and gank for Otawamne. He's the only person actually somewhat winning. Look at that. Zach is gross. You can't even cut through him. Can't do nothing right there. And also, Zach is just a frustrating champion to play against, too. You know?
Yep. Yeah, because he's like the real life version of Flubber. It's like, oh god, even when you think you kill him, he just goes right back. You're like, here we go again. Okay, all right, man. That's what they're doing. Yep.
And my god, Peach just ran into 4 people. He ran into a Maokai and a Senna with 2 snares guaranteed. Why? Why did I see? Was this win trading? Did Giant X get PayPal'd because they need some money for their dog shit org for them salaries? Have player salaries got that bad that you have to get PayPal'd so much money to draft Ezreal Yumi?
This game too. After those 2 kills, I knew it was because I missed part of this because I was out locals and Pokemon locals and like. I came back and I just saw the scoreline. I was like, wait. You telling me Giant X gets 2 early kills and then they get and that's it?
That's what happens when your team has no proactive way of playing the early game. You get 2 kills and you just kind of just sit there and do nothing with it. That's when you know that's when you know your team is truly shit. This was the other shittier fucking best of 3 we had. BDS Team Big Dick. Team Big Dicks. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Team Big Dick. Literally.
Team Big Dick versus Sots. TH Sots. Just because they got fucked. Team Harmonics got fucked with no condom, Vaseline up.
And you know what? You know what I saw today, guys? I was like, I already saw, because Chaz was like, did you watch a few of the games? And I was like, yeah, I saw the G2 GX series. He was like, if you watch Heretics versus Team BDS, you're going to have a stroke. And I was like, all right. I'm ready for some prime time drafting right here. Guess what they picked? Ezreal mid.
Yeah.
So their mid laner perks can't play nothing. And they're like, you know what? Can you at least play Ezreal? You're safe. You can do a lot of damage from the back. You can be in.
And they gave Flack and Callista. I was like, oh god. Oh, that's
like yeah.
That's like if
Kaiser.
That's like me playing third champion. I'm like, yep, guys. If you see me ever in A-Rare playing Lee Sin, that's just an auto loss. You're literally just playing 4v5 at that point. I'm not here. Like, like when that one guy I played with earlier, he said he didn't know he didn't know how to play anything but misfortune Ash and like one of the champion. And they ended up giving him Blitzcrank could have hit a hook. I was like, oh god, we're playing with the Blitz like and our team we would go against had nothing but ADC and a Yumi. I was like, just hook one person. I was like, God, we lost because our Blitzcrank couldn't hook. That's what I felt like with Kalista. It was like, you're like, oh god, BDS is about to run them down. BDS is just about to run them down. Just
because like Bard is Kaiser's best champion. So you factor in if you can't even win on your best champions, just can't do nothing. Yeah, like they weren't like the reason why they lost this game for the most part, but
they were the reason why they won.
Perks was the reason why they won. Perks is just so washed, man. That's why I said, like, I didn't understand why they picked him after seeing him on Vitality last year. He was doing this last year, sprinting that shit. He was making sure that shit was sprinted, Olympic levels. Then, you know what Team Heretics did, guys, in that situation right there? They chose to fight in a choke with Rumble. Why are you fighting? The casters point this out too. Why are you fighting in a choke with Rumble and Orianna? Those are the two worst champions to get put into choke positions in. Oh, man. What? So fucking stupid. Oh, God. I hate watching these teams. Good Lord. Then they weren't even, like, this is a bad game all the way around. And Perk's next game is going to be on Nico. All right, so he couldn't even play Ezreal from a distance and CS perfectly fine. Now he's going to play Nico. Oh, dear Lord. Please. And they ended up pushing. So, like, what I saw most of the games from this series from Heretics is that they kept putting a lot of pressure bot lane, but Kaiser and Flatkid aren't the bot lane that's going to blow open a game with resources, man. Like, it's not that even I feel bad for, like, these guys. These guys all, well, you know that Wonder and Yankos were probably the most people asking for Perks. Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
But this is just a bad team, if we're being honest here. Like, Wonder, I know he like surprised a lot of people with his like play on Fnatic when Oscarden broke his hand. But I told people, Fnatic were not in the wrong for getting rid of him. He was playing like this, where he just kind of sits in lane, plays Farm Simulator, and just runs around on a big old black guy like Cassante. That's all he does. He plays Farm Simulator 24/7 in league. He's been doing this ever since like fucking 2022. And then people are like, but he outplays the 2v1 dives. Can he like get some advantage in lane? Can he like help his team? Can he TP? Can he TP? Can he like team fight properly? Can he like do anything? You know? Like I just this is what I feared he'd turn into, a fucking pumpkin.
A pumpkin? Oh shit.
Oh god. Yankos, he can't do anything. Like, he's trying to make stuff happen, but Wonder's playing Farm Simulator on a big old black man named Cassante. I put my BBC of Lenin's taco, that back taco mine, you know?
Yeah, but that front taco mine, yep.
No.
Yes.
The fuck? What are you, a 5-year-old? No.
What? You go for the back door, I go for the front door.
Oh, good Lord. So, these games have been just so we've seen Zach top, Garen mid. Okay, Insanity needs to stop doing. He's just literally griefing his team these games, picking this random shit. Like, yes. I understand picking random shit that could like give you some advantage early on to get your team an advantage to win. That I understand. Oh, this is bad. Oh God, look at this. Oh God,
much more of a surprise factor.
Look at this. This is, and I'll go back to my next point before we get onto that. Look at this. Okay, so Perks gates in on Nico. Okay, so the point is to right there flank the back line. Okay, don't go yet. No.
You went too early.
What's going to happen, guys? Poppy is going to knock him into a wall and use her steadfast presence so he can't get out. Knock that bitch up against a wall. Put her fat, long dildo out. Start shoving that shit in her butt. Just get it all.
Yeah. God,
like, look at that. Poppy just goes in there, stops him, and then he ults for no reason. What are you ulting for?
He was trying to stun him, but the issue is the stun didn't work. And Perks just ended up getting himself killed by Mars.
Like, oh, but Sakin did it too. No, Perks and Sakin have been trash. Perch and Sackett have both been trash.
First of all, anytime you say, "Oh, Sackett did too," that's really.
That's not a good thing.
Carbide Corp. That'd be. We're gonna reference Carbide Corp. Oh God. Okay. All right.
Anytime on Reddit, someone mentions like, "Oh, Sackett's doing it," and no one's. Well, yes, a lot of people are blaming Sackett because he's been trash.
That was like with someone in the Cobbs miscalled son, and it was like, "Oh, but Garvin does it all the time." I was like, I already won the argument. You referenced Garvin. Just all right.
K4, what's up, buddy? KC equals GOAT. Dig equals GOAT. Yep. Hey, you got it, man. Forgot. I can't believe this still happens. Adam is still allowed to have Garen, even though he's proven that he just pretty much wins every game he picks this champion.
Garen,
Gets it.
Is
just gods. I want this man to just pull out Set. This is how you know this team is trash. First of all, okay, so yes, I agree. The idea behind this isn't bad. The idea, this is how you're supposed to play the situation out. It is. This is how you play the situation out. But he needs to wait. Like, are people like that impatient?
Yep.
He can wait like 1 second. Like he can. Like he's not a fucking animal. People. He can wait. Okay.
The issue is that's 1 second too late. Too long.
And plus, it was never gonna work from the angle that he was at because the 2 tanks are right there. It's like. Jesus Christ. All right. So here, we'll predict the last bit of games, and then I have to head out in about 10 minutes because I'm going to have the Sunday Fun Day this week with Iron and Selena, and then after we finish that for like an hour, then we can play League. Okay?
Yeah.
If I don't have any videos to do. If I have some videos to do, then I got to do the videos, honestly. Let me see. But anything else you want to say from like picks, champions? The last thing I'll say about that is Insanity needs to stop griefing his team with these random picks. Pick something legitimate. Because, like, when people do that, they do it, like, one-off situations, you know? And you can get some usage out of it. He's just not good at those. He's only decently good at, like, meta picks. People are like, but he picked Graves mid last year. Okay, well, like, it's not that hard to play Graves, okay? Well, I mean, I guess. All right, losers bracket time, man. You got the losers bracket. You ready? Yeah. We're gonna have El Clasico for a winners bracket match coming up very soon. All right, so round 1, G2 has won, Fnatic has won, BDS has won, and Vitality. All right. So the losers bracket coming up on tomorrow is BDS versus Vitality.
Winners brackets tomorrow.
Winners brackets tomorrow, right?
Yeah, losers brackets on Saturday.
Right, 5th. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so BDS versus Vitality, and then G2 versus Fnatic. So should be a clean 2-0 from these 2 series, actually, from BDS and G2.
BDS, yep. G2 might be a little tough for BDS.
If Vitality actually upset BDS needs to just fucking burn that org to the ground.
I know. I wouldn't be surprised at this point because BDS was kind of playing like SK towards the end. They were kind of like they fed into Karma Corp because Karma Corp should have been 0-9. Yeah, they came alive at that because if they would have beat both of them, they would have been Karma Corp. But no. They went up and beat the 2 best teams after they get eliminated. I don't know.
Like closer to like Thursday, we'll do the predictions for the losers bracket. But I mean, G2 versus Fnatic's pretty exciting. I mean, but if you're looking just at the teams so far, BDS should clean house with this, or it should be at least.
No, it should be BDS 2-0. It should be G2 2-0. Both of them should be 2-0s.
What if tomorrow Fnatic and Vitality both win and then knocks G2 and BDS to the losers bracket? Honestly, if that happened, that'd actually make it more exciting though. But I think it's gonna happen, but probably not.
I don't want both of those teams stink. Fnatic's not good, and Vitality just played a team. I was thinking after week 2 they were kind of overrated. Someone was telling me because you said it. I don't put faith to 13. I was like, I didn't put my faith in SK. I was like, someone told me this team's not good.
And remember, this happens a lot of times in like professional sports leagues and like traditional sports and esports. Sometimes when other teams have legitimately better players and they haven't like gelled or synergized or got their stride yet, it allows like weaker teams to do better. It just does, actually.
Yep.
But did that happen for SK? Did the teams with the better players just collapse essentially, or they're just not playing as good to allow them to get to that far as they did? You know. Let's see. What is also going on here? But yeah, man. Good Lord. LCK. So we'll be able to cover more LCK stuff on Thursday. The only LCK games I've seen, I saw the game. I saw game one for Genji versus Kwangdong. That was really, really close. That was a actually pretty good game, despite Genji winning 2-0. It's a really, really close game.
I'm gonna break down all the teams. Genji's clearly number one. T1's number two. Homalife, they're so coin toss right now. KT's coin toss. DK's broken. DRX is bad. Kwangdong is good, except against Genji or T1. Fox is bad. Namship is. They play well to Homalife for some reason. I don't know why. And what's the other team I'm missing? It's some
DRX don't count for anything.
DRX is bad. Fox is bad. Kwangdong might be the 6th seed. Namship bad. I know I'm
I would say
missing
Kwangdong should be over DK right now for most. They should be actually over DK and tied with like KT. Honestly, given how they've recently been playing, they could easily fall off a cliff.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. If it wasn't for Cuz, they'd be tense.
Cuz is, I think, the only reason why they're doing well, honestly. Yeah. Because that guy Taeyun they had was criminal.
Dog water.
Good Lord, that guy Taeyun is. I don't know why he's on their backup team. Get any other random, please. Actually. Are you watching the T1 Academy games with Reckless? I'm only watching them through K-Drill's point of view.
I watch them from K-Drill's point of view as well. I do watch them live sometimes.
That shit you just fall asleep to.
Oh no, I fall asleep to him all the time. Poby's bad. I can see like what bringing up Poby showed us that T1's good, but they're great with Faker and they're shit with Poby. Because you realize Faker is no longer the best player on T1, but he's the leader. He's the one that sees the game in a way most of the other players don't see it yet. Mm-hmm. They used to get to their owner 50-50. Gumi, you see, Kara's the little kid in a sense. Like he's like
Kara's a cute little baby.
Yeah.
He's like Genji have actually only lost 2 individual games in their 12-2 record. They're 6-0. They lost to T1 and then they lost to DK when DK played that Olaf game. Actually,
yep. Now the one game where it was like, okay, DK guys, see,
all right, DK, all right, and then they choked away game. They legit choked away game 2. They actually ran that shit to the ground.
I'm gonna tell you why they didn't choke that because their comp let Genji in too long. Genji was doing everything they can to stay in, and the reason why I say that's more of a Genji winning because DK's comp was not good late game. From what I saw, I'm like, oh, okay, the minute Genji gets to a certain point, I was like, yep, Genji got this.
T1, they face Bro. And DRX.
Oh, Bro, that's the other team. I don't know why I couldn't remember Bro.
You should remember Bro. It's Bro.
Bro's bad too. Yeah,
their game record 1-12.
Yep, I forgot.
They only ever beat DRX last week when we were talking about them in that one game. They only really ever beat. They should be 0-13. DRX are playing so scared for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was that 2-4 game.
Epic banger series right there. That's the match of the year right there. DRX versus Bro.
Yeah, like if you want to go to sleep, just put that game on. You'll be asleep in 10 minutes.
If you legit want to gouge your eyes out with fucking bleach and a knife, watch that.
You can fall asleep faster than it takes one of that team to get a win, get a kill.
They're like quite literally just walking back and forth doing nothing. The moment I knew that those teams are fucked is when I saw Bro take a Baron, then run into their fucking red side and just all die. I'm like, all right, okay, this is
Yep.
This is peak League of Legends, right? And people are like, LCK, best region in the world. It's like, well, yeah, but not in the bottom teams.
Exactly.
Good Lord, man. But yeah, guys, we're going to end up wrapping it up here. Anything else you want to say, man, before we head out, actually?
Man, these league games been fun watching. Definitely when I'm playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! But it was like weird because I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! Today. It was like got some packs that like Phantom Nightmare looked like hot dog shit. Like the secrets are bad. Konami finally making ultras better. They finally put the 2 chase cards as ultras.
Yeah.
But they might as well just been secrets. The prices are high as shit, and the pull rates are garbage. I'm like, oh my god. And people understand why I play Pokemon. I was like, yeah, but Pokemon pull rates are bad. But I could buy a whole deck for $40 and win $10,000. You can't do that in Yu-Gi-Oh! Here's the Nintendo Switch in the game. It's like, But watching League of Legends, like, oh my god, these teams look. Someone said that SK team looked bad. It was funny because he didn't know what they were doing. He just knew that SK look like ass. I was like, yeah, they are ass. And then but yeah, it's fun teaching Yu-Gi-Oh! Players how to play Pokemon because you really like Pokemon players. Oh, this easier deck's easier to teach them. But you gotta realize for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, because they're so used to hyper gameplay where it's so fast, if a deck's too easy for them to learn, they get bored. But if you teach them a deck like Guardy, where it's a little slower, as it teaches you how to use combo pieces, play what at a certain time, and you're gonna take a turn or two. Oh my god, it was teaching Yu-Gi-Oh! Players how to play Guardy was fun. Teaching them how to play. That was fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Reading comics. Yeah, it was just. I wasn't there for long. I left after round 3.
Which stuff did you read?
Was
it stuff that's like more newer or older?
I didn't even know what it was. I literally just it was mostly Power Rangers. It was
okay.
So Power Rangers.
It's probably from stuff from like 2017 then.
Yeah, 2017, probably 20 whatever year.
Was it like Go Power Rangers? It was a Mighty Morphin series, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was definitely Mighty Morphin. It was it was mostly stuff with the Mighty Morphin stuff. Yeah, I just read that. I read some like Spider-Man stuff, but it wasn't Ultimate Spider-Man. It was like other stuff. Like I literally just looked at the. I read a Spawn comic.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Because I realized I play a Florida deck, but some of my opponents I go Harpy Featherstorm, they can't play, and I go OTK them. Like the one round I lost before I left after round 3, I literally just went up. I was like, "What deck you playing?" I was like, "All right, cool. You know what? I'll just concede you the game because I still ended up getting served because he ended up telling the store owner that I won, even though I just gave him a free win. Because he was gonna get packs anyway. Because he ended up getting second, I ended up getting served. He ended up just giving me I think it was 8. It was 8 packs. I didn't pull anything. It didn't matter. I was after that we just played a little bit more Pokemon. Went back home, got some Chinese food, hung out, watched.
Oh my god. What is Caitlyn doing with big tits?
KC equals GOAT and ticket. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yep. Watch that on the stream. Yeah. Other than that, everything was a good day, man. It was just nice vibes, watching Pokemon, just chilling. Yep. Literally. I was watching. Because you were watching the round 14, Tyler Matthews versus Connor Hurst, and you could tell it was oh my god, Connor Hurst did not know how to play this matchup properly. He was just making errors. I was like, "What are you doing?" It was just bad. It was just bad errors all over. But that's why you practice. That's why you play. And yeah, plus I remember my friend, one of the guys at the store or something was like, yo, Chad, you come in, you go, man, you can pick up rescue aids because it's cheaper now. It's a lot cheaper.
Oh
It
shit!
went from being like $350 for the core. Core is the okay, not the core itself. I mean, core with the deal about start. If you know what the deal about start engine, it's like I want to say it's about $40 for the core. I was like, you just got like, and
Well,
I know you're a patient person. I was like, yeah, what I'm gonna do is just pick up the Snake Eye engine. As long as Populous is not like $80 a piece. Like I just need like what 1, 2 Populous. Like I told him I would consider it. I was like, dude, but I just like right now. Just like Pokemon, it's just to me, it's just more fun game in my opinion. Like Delphi now, where it's like,
this girl said I like to be cream pied.
oh god, it's like right now popular is like $64 and dropping. People are buying in the 70s. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait. I might wait till like March because
All right.
like everything is paid off. My PayPal paid for it, paid off.
Let me see how many I have because I should have like a few left. Honestly,
I got none left for the first time.
I'm gonna try and make sure I pay mine off because it's like and then my max limit now is just only gonna be 2. Honestly, so one is 3 out of 4. The other 2 are 2 out of 4.
I literally just paid all mine last week, and then
you do.
Had like, okay. Yeah, I literally had like $10 left in my account, and then boom, I got back-to-back days. I got paid, and my taxes came in. I was like,
these are all coming up. So February 11th, 14th, 15th, and 18th. I got my W-2, so I got to go do my taxes. But one is almost done. So I have basically one almost done, and the other 3 will be.
I almost bought some like cards to play Rescue Ace, but I wanted to go to the tournament this weekend. Once I did, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards for a while. I'm gonna still play Fluke. The Fluke's actually great in this meta. Now it's like that's why you know what? I'm gonna just stick with Fluke. What I might do is buy 2 more Thrust, put those on PayPal, paying forward, pay those off. But like that if I decide to go back to locals every Sunday, because because that's the whole thing between Yu-Gi-Oh Pokemon. I'll be like I'll go to every weekend I'm going to like my local for Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh's not the same anymore. It used to be,
big old titties.
But Yu-Gi-Oh also like because I have to walk. Because it's a further walk than Pokemon. Pokemon literally bus drops me right off right up front. I walk right in, like literally right there. It's like, and then the other locals right across the street. Go there, probably give me like 2 KFC wraps, eat those. Was like a nice because the crazy thing about where my locals are, my KFC is also a Taco Bell. It's a combination. Like I can literally go give me 2 tacos, 2 wraps, some fries, and a Baja Blast, right, for like $12.
Yeah.
Eat all that, go to my locals, then go home. That's nice. That's the nice thing about going to like Pokemon locals. You go locals, it's not as bad, but it's a walk though. It's a walk. Like that's why I still love Yu-Gi-Oh, but the content might not come back for Yu-Gi-Oh. Like Market Watcher is still gonna be there once I actually decide to upload them. But right now I'm just enjoying Pokemon because it's like yesterday, like getting first at local. It like even getting first at local doesn't mean much, but it's like playing a deck I have not played in person and winning is like holy crap! How did I get away with this? I got away with this because as much as my deck, I don't know what I'm doing. When your opponent gives you free information, you gotta take it. It's like, oh, by the way, I got 2 Boss Lords in my hand. I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, really? You just okay, cool. Let me just dig from my deck, go Iono, shuffle my deck to the bottom of the hand. knock out your Pokemon. Do you have a response? He has to, and then he has to pass. I'm like, all right, cool, boss. I was like, you know why I didn't tell you? You know why I didn't tell you I had boss? Because you could have Iona me. If you would have Iona me, I'd have been screwed. But
well, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for coming out and watching. I'll be live on Rumble and Twitch. I am banned off Twitter for a week because reasons actually, but don't worry. I'll make sure that doesn't happen ever again. Currently, right now, we're putting out all the episodes of the Iron Man podcast. So yeah, you'll be seeing all the episodes of this show right after those episodes are up. Currently at episode 182. So gonna try and make sure I put out more episodes there. But yes, the Cloud9 podcast is live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Sundays and Thursdays. This year, throughout most of the year, I think I'm gonna end up, putting the show on Rumble actually. So I'm gonna start slowly but surely uploading episodes of the Cloud9 podcast to Rumble, right? Because I want to make sure I have a backup saved to like all the episodes, right? So then at some point later on in the future, we don't have to have the show on Twitter, right? We just have the show on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. So I know you guys have noticed that I've been putting out my pre-recorded content now on Rumble once again, and that's going to end up happening as well. I dropped my ISOM number 2 review, actually. Sorry, I took it down, but Michael let me know that 20 seconds was like gapped in space there. So I went back to my editor and then I just clipped out that part and then I re-rendered it and it's back up again. But I should have my Alpha Core number 1 review coming up. I'm going to let that review sit there for a couple days so it gives me enough time to download the videos from YouTube and put them up on Rumble, the ones I'm trying to put there. And then I should probably have the Alpha Core review up about Tuesday, actually. So you guys should see that then. And yeah, more clipped content coming out of the podcast as well. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. You guys are amazing. See you guys later. And if you're just watching this show, we'll see you guys Thursday. But whenever Iron does like the weekly Rogues Galleries, I'll be streaming that from my side as well. It's just obviously, more content that I'm not going to be producing for myself, actually. You guys like that shit anyway. We'll see you guys later.